At HPU, service isn't just talked about, but it's practiced every day. Staff members model it, professors instill it, and students partake in it. Just a few years ago, this entire area was only dirt and trees. Now, it's a beautiful apartment complex, a huge shopping center, and there's tons of attractions. There's a Publix, a Chick-fil-A, a Starbucks, a Jersey Mike's, but a majority of the storefronts in that shopping center are still vacant, and residents are getting a little bit annoyed. Clubs are an amazing way for students not just to grow professionally, but to build lifelong connections. In such a challenging time, HPU understands the importance of its students' mental health. Good evening and welcome to Decision 2022 live from the campus of High Point University. I'm your host, Joe Maronski, and the time is now 8 p.m., which means a new round of polls have just closed. Polls in Alabama, Connecticut, Florida, Illinois, Kansas, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, and Texas are now closed. People always say that seeing family and friends can help you feel better, but it's actually been scientifically proven. A 2016 study from a group of doctors in Utah found that allowing family and friends to be at the patient's bedside helps on a medical and human level. A study out of Italy found that patients recovering from heart attacks were less stressed when family was allowed to visit. And a 2022 study showed that visitor restrictions during COVID-19 increased stress for both families and patients. Yet 6 hospital systems in North Carolina announced this week new restrictions on visitors. The visitors these restrictions are targeting: kids. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist, Novant Health, Caramont Health, Randolph Health, and Cone Health have all changed their visitation policies as concerned about the flu and RSV continue to grow. RSV is a highly contagious virus that affects children more than anyone else, and it's on the rise. In fact, data from the CDC showed that rates in October were more than 500% higher than rates in September. Policies vary by hospital system, but effective Wednesday at 7 a.m., in most hospitals, children ages 12 and under are being asked not to visit patients. Some hospitals restrict visitors under the age of 18, while others say that with approval from the patient's care team, exceptions will be made when the patient is considered to be at the end of their life. Some see this policy as a way of protecting patients, but others view it as extreme.
It's great that we're putting things in place to keep our children safe, but at the same time, sometimes the things that keep kids safe is that security of being able to see their loved one and know that their loved one is okay.
It's unclear how long these policies will remain in effect, so families are encouraged to check the website of the hospital they're visiting for the most up-to-date information. For Q News, I'm Joe Maronski. There's one thing that gets any college student through their day: a nice cup of coffee. High Point University certainly has no shortage of coffee, but is there enough variety? A third Starbucks was set to open on campus in December 2022. The addition will be located inside of the parking deck being built on campus and serve graduate students in the Congdon School of Health Sciences and the new schools of Law, Dentistry, and Engineering. However, during reporting for this piece, a manager at Starbucks confirmed to Q News that the new coffee location will not actually be a Starbucks. Instead, it will be a local coffee shop. The shop has not been announced just yet, but it might not be what students want. Currently, they can get coffee at 7 locations on campus. Starbucks has 2 locations in the Slane Student Center in Cottrell Hall. Foster Hobbs Coffees, a locally owned coffee roaster that's served in the Great Day Bakery, the Calf, the Village Grill, and the Silverline Diner. And of course, the fan favorite Butterfly Cafe has specialty coffee made fresh to order by trained baristas. But students want more.
I think it's cool that we have multiple Starbucks on campus and we get to talk about that, hype it up, and have different places to go, but we definitely don't have a variety of options. Butterfly Coffee, pretty good, but I'd love to add a little Pete's, little Dunkin', something like that.
But there's one chain in mind that they seem to want most of all.
I want a Dunkin' Donuts on campus.
Dunkin'.
Although there's no indication that HPU will be getting a Dunkin' anytime soon, students definitely have a preference on where they get the magic juice. For Q News, I'm Joe Maronski.